What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of WWE Content. And happy holidays to everybody. Christmas is literally tomorrow, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. It's going to be a whirlwind of awesomeness, especially on the holidays. Merry Christmas to you guys all out there celebrating with your family and your friends. It's the most wonderful time of year. The snow, the trees, decorations. I mean, all in all, it's just amazing. Now, with the holidays almost over. I mean, let's get into what the heck has been going on the past few weeks of wrestling. I mean, with the Masked Mystery Man being out of the mask into the spotlight, which we all know, of course, we knew was Austin Theory, John Cena retiring on December 13th. I mean, we all went through a crazy wreck of emotions from bitterness to happy to sad, all rolled into one big gigantic snowball. I mean, it was a crazy week for all of us. To Liv Morgan coming back, and now her and Roxanne are becoming friends, and maybe become the next WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Last Legend, a rookie, is now on the main roster, teaming up with Nia Jax. Let's see what else. Basically, all in all, it's just been a crazy whirlwind of emotions. This past month of December. I mean, again, Cena retiring. Um, Austin Theory is now with the Vision. Dominic Mysterio and Andrade Americano kind of broke up the Los Gringos Locos 2.0 and AAA the other night. I mean, it's just been a bunch of craziness. You know, as for me, I always knew that with the Vision's Masked Man, I knew it was Austin Theory. I mean, from the moment I saw like the look in the eyes, I can tell the eyes it was Austin Theory. For me, when it comes to like wrestlers wearing luchador masks or ski masks or whatever, I can tell who the wrestler is by the eye color. Like with, of course, the first Grand Americano, we all knew it was Chad Gable. And then the second one, who was a little bit taller, Ludwig Kaiser. I could tell by the voice, I could tell by the eye color, the eyes, literally, I can tell who it was. Especially with the Americanos, Ryo and Bryo, I think his name was. Whatever his name is, we all knew it was Pete Dunne, aka Butch, and Tyler Bate. I mean, again, that obvious from from the facial recognition plus the eyes. I knew it was them from the start. I mean, it's no surprise there. And again, the masked man, I could tell, even though I didn't get like a good look, I can tell by the eyes it was Austin Theory. Let's not forget, a few months ago he did get injured on, I think it was a main event show, and he separated his shoulder, which means he was out for the next few months. Then, of course, this would be could have a great storyline for him to come back, but as another number for the Vision. Now, with 2025 almost over, we got the anniversary coming up of Netflix debut on January 5th. And we all know, oh, it's going to be a whirlwind of craziness. We got Braun Breaker versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. You got Rhea and Io versus the Kabuki Warriors for the WWE Tag Team Championships. As for the other matches for the anniversary, I don't know. Oh yeah, of course we have a new one coming up, no, I'm sorry. That's going to be next week, which is going to be a triple threat match of Stephanie Vaquer versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Nikki Bella for the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, again, all in all, this has been a crazy month of wrestling, and with 2025 ending like this, I don't know how 2026 is gonna start off, like especially with the Royal Rumble. Now, the Royal Rumble, of course, is the pivotal standing point of one of the top main spots to get to WrestleMania. First, you get the Royal Rumble, and then your second to last chance is the Elimination Chamber. Now, like I said in my last podcast, the WrestleMania poster of the men, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, um, Paul Heyman, and Cody Rhodes. Now, all four of those guys have a history. Plus, with Paul Heyman, all those guys have history together. Whether being teamed up, joining a faction together, being enemies to being friends, or being friends to being enemies, those guys have a history together. Now, I honestly thought that how Survivor Series was going to end was going to lead up to the Royal Rumble, which led to the Elimination Chamber, which led to WrestleMania. But now realizing it, I now think that the Royal Rumble will be the pivotal point for leading up to WrestleMania. I mean, of course, we all know that everyone's gonna join. It's gonna be Roman Reigns, it's gonna be Brock Lesnar, gonna be Cody Rhodes. No, no, sorry, not Cody Rhodes, but he might be in for a title match and not a Royal Rumble match. Whatever the case is, it's gonna be insane. Now, as for the women's side, all three of those have a all of them have a history so far of WrestleManias. I mean, Liv Morgan, she didn't main event WrestleMania, but she's been there so many times for either singles matches, tag team matches. Same goes for Rhea Ripley, but especially since she main evented WrestleMania 39 against Charlotte Flair at that 1 year. Becky Lynch, she main evented WrestleMania and won two title belts in a triple threat match. Tiffany Stratton, she beat the Queen Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. This was her first WrestleMania on the main roster, which was amazing for her. Let's see what else. Io Sky, she's been to WrestleMania a lot of times, never main evented, but she definitely put on a show for the first couple years of her career. Basically, the guys and the girls, the way I see it, basically the guys and the girls for WrestleMania, they have a history. All of them have a history. When you go from the the start of it right there, let's say Paul Heyman. Now, Paul Heyman, he's been to WrestleMania so many times managing all of his guys. From Brock Lesnar breaking the streak of The Undertaker to CM Punk main eventing WrestleMania the first time in his career. Roman Reigns main eventing WrestleMania so many times in his career to him literally holding a title for 3.5 years. Cody Rhodes from win the Royal Rumble not once but twice to get to WrestleMania to beat the Tribal Chief to finish his story. Like these guys have a history, and with how their legacy will carry on through the next 20, 30 WrestleManias, this will probably solidify what's going to happen again in Las Vegas. What happened last year, it was a bunch of craziness. You got CM Punk main event WrestleMania with his best friend Paul Heyman, to his best friend not only portraying him but portraying the tribal chief, and going with Seth Rollins by the end of the main event on the first day. Now we got Brock Lesnar back, and who knows how that's gonna throw down somehow. We all know Paul Heyman's working with the Vision. We all know Paul and Brock Lesnar go back so many years. So how will that solidify going into WrestleMania 42 as for the Vision's prospect of the whole situation, plus Brock Lesnar going into WrestleMania? How is that going to turn out? Especially with Roman Reigns coming back. Cody Rhodes is the new champion. CM Punk is the new champion. Little by little, things will start to heat up until we get to the main event of WrestleMania. Same goes for the girls. Although most of the girls have a history together. I mean, of course, if you count Rhea, Io, and Liv, they all got history together. Becky Lynch has got history with all of the women on the roster. Charlotte Flair, she's been having beef with Rhea for I don't know how many years. I mean, literally, these people who are on the main poster of WrestleMania have been chosen for a reason. People, they have been chosen for what? Maybe something to solidify their story or something to solidify their legacy in the WWE. But whatever the case is, this will solidify everything that's happened the past year for the WWE. I mean, 2025 has been a whirlwind of craziness. From John Cena starting his retirement tour to AJ Lee coming back, to Brock Lesnar coming back, to from the WWE Women's Evolution, from Naomi cashing in her Money in the Bank contract and beating Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in a triple threat match to become a champion. Like so much has happened the past year. Honestly, this past year of WWE was so hard to keep up. I mean, I was traveling from time to time. I was looking at highlights, YouTube videos, anything I can get my hands on to see what was going to happen the next PLE or Saturday main event or the next Monday Night Raw, the next SmackDown, whatever the case was. I had to keep up with everything. And so far, 2025, It's just been a whirlwind of emotions, a roller coaster of drama, and let's not forget, Dirty Dominic Mysterio was a double champ for 2025, and he won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. He defended it. He worked hard for that title, and not to mention that Worlds Collide. He beat Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship, with of course being two belt Dom, double champion for not one but two wrestling companies. That's big, especially for a guy who's carrying two legacies, has now two title belts in his career. That will now solidify his entire well, not his entire career, but will solidify his career on what he's done thus far in the WWE. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, during a AAA event, him and Aganda Americano were Los Gringos Locos 2.0 facing Ray Phoenix and of course the legendary luchador Rey Mysterio. Now, during a bit of a fallout, Dom and his dad were fighting. Next thing you know, Ray turns a three amigos to a tornado DDT, and Dominic lands wrong on his shoulder. Now, we're not sure what the outcome is. If it's a bad shoulder injury and he's out for months at a time, or just a little small sprain or whatever in his shoulder, and he's going to be back on the road in the next few weeks. But I don't know. Depending on how he landed and how he's how his shoulders doing. Either he's gonna have to leave for months at a time, which means he has to drop two titles. No, I don't want that. I've seen this guy work. I don't know how long for to have two towels around his waist, but health comes first. He has to get better. So if he has to drop two titles, then I'm okay with that. It sucks, but like I said, he has to get healthy first. Health comes first. He has to be better. So, Dom, I wish you a speedy recovery. I hope it's nothing too serious. I hope you're gonna be okay by the time Royal Rumble comes around. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck in your career because again, I am so proud of you for what you have done in the WWE. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, this man was booed out of arenas for 2 years. 2 years this man's been booed out of the arenas. And then from him being booed to having the biggest pop at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, beating his own Judgment Day brother Finn Balor in a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship. I saw the crowd. They literally cheered for this man. And after that, he's been getting cheered from all over the world. But yeah, AAA treats him like he's one of the biggest stars ever, which he is. This man has been booed out of arenas for 2 years, and now he's getting cheered. People are praising the man. They're wearing his shirts. They're making signs of him. People are taking pictures with this guy. Like, he really is something in the business. And I gotta say, with him carrying two legacies on his back, he is doing one hell of a job. Speaking of legacies, John Cena. What is there to say about him and his legacy? I watched this man since I was like 8 or 9 years old. I had the purple and gold t shirt that said never give up. And me and my sister had we had the same matching ones. We had the shirt, we had the armbands, we had the hat. And I have a picture to this day. I have a picture of me and my dad. We were sitting on the couch and we were watching basketball or something. It was something sports related. It wasn't wrestling, but it was something sports related. And we're just laying on the couch. We're lounging, enjoying the event or whatever. And someone takes a picture of us, and it's me wearing that shirt. To this day, I still have it saved in my phone because that was one of the best memories I had. And another good memory I have is when I was little, but I still remember this. I think it was a Monday Night Raw show. Either it was taped or it was live, but I remember it was at the Allstate Arena. It was me, my mom, my sister, and my dad. We all went. I saw John Cena, the lights, the cheers, him talking crap about Kane or somebody, and then Kane comes up and he wants to fight him. And I remember part of the crowd was screaming, "Let's go Cena." And the second half, of course, was "Cena sucks." So we're sitting next to these guys, and they were like, I think like in their early 20s, huge wrestling fans. They hate John Cena. So when we were screaming, "Let's go Cena," and they screamed, "Cena sucks," I literally looked at these guys, and they, to be fair, I'm 6 or 7 years old. I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, do not respect do not disrespect the GOAT himself, John Cena. At the time, he was like getting there, but in my eyes, he was always the GOAT no matter what. And I'm looking at them, and I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, do not disrespect the GOAT. So I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, "Let's go, Cena." I'm screaming, I'm clapping. I want John Cena to beat Kane's butt in the match. I mean, seeing that was one of the greatest memories I had. And the best part was, me and my dad got to share that. And it was just amazing to see when I was a kid. For me, being a fan of him when I was 7 or 8 years old, to me at 19, seeing him retire, that match, man, it brought me to tears. I cried so many times, it was just freaking crazy. Like, I bawled my eyes out maybe 3 or 4 times during the freaking Saturday main event show. Because it's like everybody says, a part of their childhood was gone. They've watched Cena throughout so many obstacles in his career. They grew up watching him, and I was one of them. So for me to see him retire like that, but he didn't care about winning. He just wanted to pass the torch to the next generation of wrestlers and become the best that they can be. The look on his face when he tapped out, I was shocked. But in the moment I realized something, is that it wasn't about winning. It wasn't about proving what he can do in the ring. It was about just letting go and bowing out gracefully to pass it down to new generation of wrestlers. That's what Cena was always about. He wanted to show the underdogs what they were made of in the ring. Like with the US Open Challenge, he wanted to let the underdogs become part of the show and show what they were made of to a bunch of people in the crowd. He wanted to help he wanted to help people from NXT become the best wrestler they can be, whether it was ring promos, whether it was showing off your ring skills, making the crowd go crazy, whether they booed you or whether they cheered for you. He wanted that. So for him to do that, and by the end, everybody walks out. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes give him the titles. It was like rewatching when Batista and him did that to the Hulk Hogan. Many years ago, I think Hulk Hogan was in the match. By the end of it, Cena and Batista gave him the titles so he can raise them up because he's the one that made it popular. All the title reigns, all the matches that he pulled off to become a champion, Hulk Hogan did that. And for Punk and Cody Rhodes to do that for John Cena, that right there was like a full circle moment. And again, it just it brought me joy, but at the same time I was still sad and I was bummed out because I'm never gonna see him main event WrestleMania again. I'm never gonna see him fight for the US title. I'm never gonna see this guy in the Royal Rumble. I'm never gonna hear his theme song again. I'm not gonna see him walk out in the arena and go crazy and high five everybody and run down the ramp and just do his thing. I'm never gonna see that. But I'm thankful for the time that I had watching his retirement tour. I'm thankful for that because that means I can share it and I can like tell a story to anybody. But yeah, I can tell the story to a new wrestling fan who never heard these guys, and I can say, well, there was this goat called John Cena, and he was one of the best wrestlers that was ever in the WWE, and no one could ever replace him. So 2025 was a crazy year of wrestling, but 2026, Let's see what they got in store for us coming the new year. Well, that's all I have for today, guys. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a very, 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 very Happy New Year. Be sure to watch Royal Rumble January 31st, and of course, it will be in Saudi Arabia. So, if people different time zones who are going to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning watching it, best of luck. Best of luck to all of you. Hope you guys have a blessed day, a blessed holiday, and I will talk to you guys in the new year.